I'm here today to do a missing persons report on singer, songwriter, actress, performer, musician, pansexual icon Rina Sawayama. With the release of her debut album Sawayama in 2020, Rina became one of the most exciting girls in the pop industry at a time where we literally couldn't even leave our house, even being recognized by music legends such as Elton John, which is insane. From 2020 to 2023, it actually seemed like Rina was everywhere, from sold out tours, getting nomination rules changed, multiple modeling shoots, and even acting in movies. Rina was a quadruple threat. Last time seen holding the girl in 2022, which it's now been nearly 4 years since her last album, which is actually insane, and then nearly 3 years since I've seen her live. What the fuck? So yeah, I really hope this video is manifesting a 2026 comeback. So today in this video, we're going to be doing a full-on deep dive into Rina Sawayama, her childhood, her early music career, her different music eras, the kind of reason as to why she's been gone from music for so long, and answering the question, where is Rina Sawayama? Also, if you see me looking at my phone the whole time, I have all my notes on my phone. I have about like 20 pages of notes for this video, so enjoy. Rina Sawayama was born on the 16th of August 1990 in Nagita, Japan. She lived in Japan until she was 5 and then moved over to England due to her dad getting a new job. Her early life in the UK wasn't the easiest due to her knowing very little English. Her plan also wasn't to stay in England forever. It was only temporary with her dad's new job. So that's why she was in Japanese school up to the age of 10. Then along the way, her parents divorced and it was only just her and her mother, and they ended up staying in the UK. So then when Rina entered British school, she didn't know anything about even British culture, how to speak English. She felt very isolated because of this, because she couldn't really connect with anyone and really started to suppress her Japanese culture. One example of this Rina gives when she would go to school with her mom would make her traditional Japanese lunches, and when she would bring these lunches to school, she would feel embarrassed being seen with them. However, music was the one way Rina could connect with the kids, because she didn't know how to speak to them, but she could almost connect with them through the music by singing songs and different songs that they liked. Rina was mainly raised by her mother in her later teens. Her mother was constantly working. They went through a lot of financial difficulties. She even shared a room with her mom until she was 15, which I can't imagine how suffocating that must have felt. Growing up near Camden, she started going to gigs around when she was 15 and started to fall in love with music and its community. In secondary school, she was a part of gospel choirs, and she said she would almost use the church as her stage. Later, she studied politics, psychology, and sociology at Cambridge. During her time at university, she was in a hip-hop group called Lazy Lion. I knew about this, but I actually didn't know that there was videos up still on YouTube of this. They were honestly so crazy to see.
Try to exist, and your love exists, and eventually what goes around come around.
The band was kind of like a hip-hop band inspired by the Black Eyed Peas. You'd have one male rap singer and then one female singer, and they would play small venues around Camden. A lot of Rina's life kind of growing up as Asian and British, battling with the two identities, the relationship with her mother, her struggles with mental health. There are a lot of themes we're going to see throughout her music career. So Rina released 2 songs in 2013 called Sleeping and Waking and Who. She also released a song called Terror on SoundCloud in Halloween of 2013. In 2015, we got the release of the first version of Tunnel Vision, which we will see later in the Rina EP. Then in 2016, she released a song called Where You Are, and then also at the end of 2016, released a song called This Time Last Year, which is probably one of my favorite of Rina's early songs. I didn't actually realize that this is actually a Christmas song until I was doing research for this video. So the song was made in 2016, obviously at a time where this was Donald Trump's first year in office, so everything was just completely tits up. So Rina was kind of reflecting on how much things had changed from Christmas of 2016 to Christmas of 2015. So during this time, before we get into the Rina EP, Rina was working multiple part-time jobs. She said that she has worked in the Apple store, she worked in the ice cream shop, she worked as a loan administrator, she also worked as a nail technician. Girl was hustling. Girl wanted to get this music out there, which I also just want to emphasize, before the release of Sawayama, Rina really did everything herself. Like all the money was coming out of her own pocket. She was doing the social media herself. She was reaching out to people herself. She really was just doing it all on her own. This now brings us to 2017, which is the Rina EP era. So So the Rena EP is an 8-track avant-pop project mixed with inspirations from the 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. It's produced by Clarence Carty and Used. The kind of themes around the EP are all about navigating life in relation to the internet and the relationship between internet and psychology and what can happen to people when we lose touch with the life outside of our phones. Rena was inspired by psychologist Sherry Turkle's analysis of how technology both connects and divides us. So in March of 2017, we get the release of the first single from the EP, well, the first official single from the EP. Obviously Tunnel Vision and Alter Life were released previously before, but the first official, and the EP was actually really supposed to be called Alone Together back in 2016, but that actually got scrapped. So the first official single release was Cyber Stockholm Syndrome, which is the most popular song from the EP. And if you haven't listened to Cyber Stockholm Syndrome, such a good song. Like even today, is a song that I always go back to. At the time, Rena said this was the song she was most proud of lyrically. The song discusses the beauty and anxiety of digital life. At first, Rena's opinion of the internet was very pessimistic, but when writing the song, she learns that endorsing a positive relationship with our internet selves can be seen as an act of self-preservation and defiance. And this song allowed Rena to feel confident online in order to deal with the psychological sufferings of real life. So yeah, it's kind of like the whole EP is kind of talking about like the advantages and disadvantages of the internet. Like obviously a lot of people that might not be the most confident in real life, but online they have this like persona. I feel like as well the whole persona thing with the internet, like with people on social media, like they're really trying to portray themselves a certain way and almost like a highlight reel, but in reality things are not what they seem, you know? So I get what she was saying with this song, how like it can feel so good, like having this fake persona, but in reality, it's like that's not you. So you're kind of trapped to this like fake persona you're presenting, hence the Stockholm Syndrome. Then in September, we had the official release of Alter Life, which is the second single for the EP. And this song is all about finding yourself by trying to be other people's. The third single for the EP was Tunnel Vision, which I said before was originally came out in 2015, but then was released in 2017 with a feature from Shamir on it. And this song talks about the addiction of our phones and being distracted by notifications 24/7 and not being in touch with our reality. This song is definitely for me because I'm definitely too addicted to my phone. This was also the start of Rena calling her fans pixels, which actually I didn't realize before doing this video that it was actually a fan vote. And the reason for the name pixels is because pixels are a part of the picture, and us of Rena's fans, her pixels are a part of the bigger picture. I didn't realize that before. I was like, oh, that's actually a really cute like name behind it. Also, my faves from this EP are Ordinary Superstar, which is such a good album intro, 10, 20, 40, and Take Me As I Am. Music I have from this era is I have the EP on vinyl. Where's the back? I also made like I've been recently like burning CDs. I don't know if anyone still does that, probably no one, but I burned a lot of them for my car. So I did like a whole like Rena mix. So it includes like the Rena EP at the start, and then it has like a bunch of songs from the Sawayama Deluxe, and then also like a few other remixes that she's done. Serena said before that she didn't really have like a super big fan base when she released the EP, but this EP definitely put her on the map and made people realize, okay, who is this girl? The Guardian labeled the EP as nostalgic and capable of shepherding pop music. Songs like Ordinary Superstar were compared to Britney Spears and Hannah Montana, which, come on now. Rena definitely is so Britney inspired. Even we'll see in her later songs, she definitely is Britney inspired. And then Pitchfork ranked the album as number 19, as one of the top 20 best pop and R&B albums of 2017. Then in November, we had Rena's first ever solo performance in the Pickle Factory in London, and this was soon after the EP came out. It was also the first performance her mom attended. When I was actually looking for clips of this performance, I saw one clip where Rena, she was performing Through the Wire, and like the way she was performing it, it was like a fully dark, and like she had like her phone and she was kind of like singing it like this, but like the only light she had was like the light from her phone. It was really cool. It also really went with kind of the themes of the EP, kind of this like online connection and being connected to our phones. So yeah, so that brings us now into 2018. And 2018, like after kind of the release of the EP, people were really excited for what Rena was going to do next. So this year was kind of quiet. We had a release of a few singles, but also kind of 2018 and 2019 was spent kind of writing her debut album and also pitching the album to different music labels as well. So the few singles we did get in 2018 were Valentine, What's It Gonna Be, which is an amazing song. I love that one. Also one of my faves of Rena's earlier songs. Then we had the release of Cherry, which Also, if you have not listened to Cherry, get on it.
Even though I'm satisfied, I live my life within a lie, holding on to feelings I'm not used to feeling, 'cause all they make me feel alive.
Cherry is a song that kind of opens about Rena's pansexuality, and this was the first time she was actually fully open about it as well. So it was so good for Rena to make a song that really represents her pansexual identity, because I feel like it's just not something we see a lot in music. Also, the piano version of Cherry, that also is amazing. That one really strips it down, because obviously the song is kind of fun and upbeat, but when you actually like fully listen to the lyrics, it really shows how vulnerable the song actually is. This era was also the start of Rena TV, and I don't think many people even know this. Like, Rena used to be very active on YouTube. Cherry has like 3 behind the scenes videos. She did a whole video of how to like write certain songs from Sawayama. Obviously we'll get to it, but like for Sawayama, she couldn't do and promote the album live, so she did live streams. Like, Rena was really on YouTube. Started around this era, it was a big thing for the Sawayama era, and then she did do some for Hold the Girl, but they were kind of more kind of vlog style videos. They weren't as like personal as like the old videos used to be, but it was really good to see, because I feel like a lot of artists like weren't doing that. And then especially as well, like at the time of COVID, it really helped her, because it really allowed people to actually connect with her as a person, because obviously they couldn't go to her shows. So then in September of 2018, we had Rena's first tour, which was the Ordinary Superstar Tour. So it was Rena's debut tour, and she started in New York and ended in London with a total of 7 shows. The set list consisted of songs from the EP, Cherry, and as well as Dynasty was written at this time. She did Dynasty at a few of the shows, just kind of test it out and see what it was giving. Then November 18, we had the release of Flicker, which was another kind of pop dance record. Then she also won the Woman of the Year for Vogue Japan. So that brings us to 2019, where, as I said before, Rena had funded everything herself. She was doing everything on her own, and for her first debut album, she wanted to sign with a label. She had actually written the whole album before signing to a label, so that really was kind of in her favor when she was pitching to labels. I feel like if you have like a full body of work for labels to look at, they're able to kind of get the whole picture of like how it's going to go and be able to plan it out better. Serena had said during this time that she was going around different labels pitching Sawayama to them, and the first single she wanted to release from Sawayama was Shut the Fuck Up. And this gave a lot of the labels a lot of strong reactions, because obviously it is a very, some girls just get it and some girls just don't. And I can imagine, especially I can imagine there was a lot of men in those rooms listening to songs like Shut the Fuck Up. It's not clocking to them. And the label she ended up signing with was Dirty Hit. Dirty Hit is a London-based independent record label founded in 2009 by Jamie O'Byrne. Jamie is famously known for launching the 1975, and he's also their manager. The label also represents artists such as Wolf Alice and Biba Doobie, which I love Biba Doobie so much. If you don't know who she is, listen to her music also. And at first, everything at Dirty Hit was honestly fine. Like, she, as I said, like when she was going around to different labels pitching the album and wanting Shut the Fuck Up to be the first single, Jamie was kind of the only main label person that was like, what is this? He was like laughing. He like really understood it and really got Rena's vision. This allowed her to have a bigger budget for the album, and also gave her the budget to have live instruments on some of the songs for the album also. So yeah, everything with Dirty Hit at the start was fine, but we'll get into more of them later. So then this brings us into the Sawayama era. Sawayama is Rena's debut album with 13 tracks. Rena started writing Sawayama in 2018 and was recorded across London and Los Angeles from 2018 to 2019. Rena states that the album is about family and identity, and it's about understanding yourself in the context of 2 opposing cultures. The one thing this album is like so good at doing, and one thing that I think it actually became really famous for, was the mixing of the different genres. Just pop, heavy metal, R&B, rock. Sawayama is honestly, it's such a body of work. Like, it is so crafted so amazingly. Like, the track list, I feel like Rena as well, like that's something that she really intentionally wanted to do, and this album was made to be listened to from top to bottom. Dynasty, I honestly think, is one of the best album openers of an album like ever, like period. Like, it's really all connected, because Dynasty starts off by asking the viewer, will you break the chain with me? And then Snake Skin is the final song on the album. Snake Skin is all about shedding your snake skin, shedding your past, and being reborn into a new person. Dynasty was the first song Rena wrote for the album. It's about generational trauma, discussing how being around her dad's side of the family, who was very wealthy, and the song kind of discusses like being around that wealth and inheriting that wealth also comes inheriting family problems and family issues and how they're all connected. I really love Rena's songwriting and how she kind of writes about her personal relationships with like her family, her identity, and like she doesn't really like, I feel like just a lot of artists, especially in pop music, like it's always just about the love and I love my baby so much. Like it always is just kind of about romantic love. And Rena obviously does have romantic songs like Cherry and like Valentine, What's It Gonna Be? But like I just love that Rena's like so focused on a lot of her music, always has a meaning behind it, and it's not always just about like a relationship or like a boy, you know? And that's what I really love about the songwriting on Sawayama, is like how personal it is to her, and like the relationships she does talk about on the album are more kind of towards her family and towards her friends. Also, this album being Rena's last name just shows how personal of an album it is to her and how she's really honoring her past. She wrote and produced a lot of this album with Clarence Clarity, who is kind of the main producer Rena worked with throughout a lot of her work on the EP, on Sawayama and Hope Girl. The album cover as well, like I literally have it on my t-shirt, is so iconic. Like I think that is like, it's just one of those album covers where like you look at it and like you want to listen to the album, like you want to see what it's about. Like when the visuals match the music, you know the album's going to be good. The makeup as well, honestly, so fab. So the Sawayama era started with the very first single, Shut the Fuck Up, and Shut the Fuck Up was so compared to like Cherry and Flicker, like it was such a different type of song. And honestly, smart of Rena to do that, because obviously Sawayama is an album that has such of a mix of different genres, and if she had started the album off with a pop single, people probably would have thought it was going to be a pop record. But the thing with Sawayama is it's much more than a pop record. So I think with the release of Shut the Fuck Up as the first single, really surprised the viewers, and like it made them think, oh, okay, wait, what the hell is she gonna do next? So this song mixes bubblegum inspired pop with intense heavy metal. Okay, so this track is about microaggressions and acts as a release of the built-up anger people of color have faced when they are hit with these types of remarks. In the music video, she's on a date with this guy, and like he's saying like the most awful things to her, like, oh, I'm surprised you sang in English, and like, do you like to eat Wagamamas? Like the most stereotype typical things. And Rena said like this whole date conversation in the music video was pretty closely based off real conversations he's had in real life, which is just so awful. Like people honestly are actually just so awful and so like racist. People had a very positive reaction for the song, and they were excited for Rena's new album. Then in 2020, in January, at the release of Comme des Garçons, Like the Boys, Like the Boys. Such a good song. It was the second single of Sawayama and is a female empowerment dance track. It's also like my ringtone. It's been my ringtone for literally like the longest time. I think I was testing like how to download songs as your ringtone on my phone, and that just happened to be the song at the time. So now it's like my ringtone. It's been my alarm a lot of the time. So whenever like I think of that song, I think of like, oh, someone's calling me, or like it's time to get up. Then on March 2nd, we had the release of the third single of Sawayama, which is Excess. And this song,
Just a little bit, on me, on my, I don't wanna hear only one, on me, on my, give me just a little bit, on me, on my, give me just a little bit,
it should have been the biggest song of 2020. Like you see? Yeah. I have it tattooed on me. It is that special to me. Like it is just such a good song. It's the biggest song of the album, and it's a pop track that kind of mocks capitalism and this like hyper consumerism culture that has become so normalized within our society, and how like we're psychologically taught from a young age how like materialistic things and like how much money we have is what gives us value. In the first verse, like Rena like mentions like Calabasas and Teslas, kind of mocking the kind of influencer lifestyle. It's also heavily based on when she actually went to LA and she saw the difference in lifestyles between the rich and the poor. LA is honestly crazy, yeah, like because on one side you literally have like all the fancy people, but then literally on the same road halfway down you also have the people who are poor and like homeless. And the music video actually is a great way of showing this. Like Rena's kind of dressed up as like a commercial woman selling fancy bottles of water, which like it's so stupid. And like at the start, like she's very like robotic, like we're selling this, give me just a little bit, like we're selling these bottles of water. But then towards the end you see her realize like this how fucking stupid it is, and she starts to like malfunction and all, and like she starts to break down. It's honestly so good. Honestly, Rena's acting skills, we'll see later, are so good. And also in the music video, Rena's dressed as this like swamp creature, and it's represent kind of all the materials and like resources were taken from the earth by all this hyper consumerism. Yeah, it's a great music video. Rina did a lot of Rina TVs, kind of showing the behind the scenes of writing the song and shooting the music video. It also was shot literally like 2 days before the pandemic, so happy that she was able to film it before shit hit the fan. It's also so Britney inspired as well. And like I remember like I was playing this song to everyone I knew. Like I'd always play this song around them, and like they'd always get attached to the like, oh me, oh my, like it's just so catchy. So then on April 3rd, we had the release of the fourth single, Chosen Family, which Chosen Family is a song for people who might not be as close with their blood family, and that the people we choose as our family are just as important. Such a cute song. And then on April 15th, we had the release of the fifth single, which was Bad Friend, and this song is about a relationship Rina had with someone when she was younger and how they fell out on a trip to Japan in 2012 and how they drifted apart after that. I love this song because once again, it's talking a lot of more kind of like friendship relationships, which is shown a bit more now in music, I feel, but it definitely could be more emphasized. I feel like when it comes to music, it's always just about kind of romantic love, but like platonic love and the love we have for our friendships is just as important. So then on April 17th, we had the official release of Sawayama. It was so weird because literally like Rina had put all this time releasing all these music videos, and then COVID hits. So like she literally has to promote an album online to people, and like she can't really see what the reactions are because like she's just reacting to a stream. She actually did like a live stream when the album released where they listened to all the songs. It's such a unique way to kind of release an album, you know, and it was such, honestly, it's just a crazy, I can't imagine happening that now, which I hope it doesn't, because apparently there's rumors there's another virus coming, so let's hope that that doesn't happen. Okay, so now I'm going to get into when I first discovered Rina. So I discovered Rina kind of soon after the album release. It was kind of like around the start of May of 2020, and I used to watch this YouTuber called Amanda, and she posted a video actually talking about Rina's album and her thoughts on the album. And I used to really love watching her at the time, and like I didn't know who Rina was, like I'd never heard of her before, so I really wanted to watch the video, so I decided to listen to the album before I actually watched the video. If I had known how much of a life-changing moment this was going to be, I wish I honestly had recorded my reaction to listening to the album for the first time, because like it was just my life was changed. And like at the time, like Rina was kind of the first artist as well that like was very different from my music taste. Like my music taste from like 2017 to kind of start of 2020, it was very basic. Like I wasn't very adventurous with my music taste. I was only kind of listening to like what was popular. So Rina was kind of like the first artist that was kind of out there and smaller for me as well to listen to. I immediately fell in love with the album. Like I love how Rina crafted the start of the album. Like Dynasty, crazy album intro, electric guitar where you are like levitated into another universe. Excess, pop, dance record, you're like, what's going on here? But then you have like the rock elements of it as well, so good. And then you have Shut the Fuck Up. And I remember when I heard Shut the Fuck Up for the first time, I was honestly scared. Like I just didn't, it was just so different to what I was used to listening to. But like after like a few listens, like it clicked and I got it and I loved it so much. And yeah, I just love all the different emotions you go through while listening to those first three songs, because they're all so different from one another. And I love watching album reactions of Sawayama as well to see people's different reactions. Other songs I love from the album is Who's Gonna Save You Now, which that song made me so excited to see her live, because like the way it starts like with the chant like Rina, Rina, like so good. Love Me For Me also is a song I also really love from the album. Snakeskin as well also is one that I really love. Fuck This World, oh my god, Fuck This World, such a good interlude also. After I listened to this album for the first time, I remember telling like everyone I know, like, you need to listen to this album, like your life is going to be changed forever. Like anyone that was friends with me at this time, I was making them listen to Rina, because I needed someone to talk about it with, because my life was changed. Like I never really had listened to an album and had such a big response to it before. I don't know, like yeah, it was really just the year of me like broadening my music taste. Like I discovered Chloe and Halle at that time. I got more into Doja Cat. And then yeah, straight away after listening to Sawayama, I was immediately obsessed with Rina. I was learning the excess dance. I even actually messaged her on Instagram. The DM says May 5th of 2020. Hey Rina, so I just discovered you and your music, and oh my god, when I first listened to the album, I was just wowed because I didn't know what to expect. It was an amazing journey. Anyway, I was just wondering, when do you start up your tour in September? Do you think you'll be able to come to Ireland? I know it's probably the last thing on your mind right now, adding dates to your tour, but I'm just sending this message for the slight hope you might see it and consider coming. So yeah, at the time, Rena had originally planned to go on tour, but obviously with COVID and all, it got cancelled. So it was actually rescheduled to September, but there was originally no Ireland date. So that was my message to her at the time. She obviously did not respond, but it was just cute that I found that. Music I have from the Sawayama era is the Urban Outfitters deluxe version of Sawayama, which includes all the deluxe tracks. And then also, I got this one recently off my first time ordering off Discogs, I think that's how you pronounce it, is this version of Sawayama, which includes Rena's covers of Dancing in the Dark and Love It If We Made It, and also some remix songs of Sawayama. I mainly just got this because of the cover, and also as well, color of the vinyl is so nice. Like, look at that, so nice, such a nice green. And yeah, like this album, it honestly reminds me of 2020 so much, and it really got me through that time. Was obviously, it was such just an awful time. Like, we were all stuck in our house, we had nothing to do, and music was kind of the one thing we had. And the fact now, like this year, it just turned 6 years old is insane. And the fact it's been like 6 years since COVID and since everything happened, it's just like, I just can't wrap my head around it. So Sawayama, so this is when people really, including myself, really started to clock into Rena and like realize, okay, she is like insane. It received an 89 on the website Metacritic. It was ranked third in the top 50 best albums of 2020, and also was mentioned by Elton John as one of his favorite albums of 2020. Seeing like someone who is such like a legend in like the music industry recognize someone like Rena, it was just so good to see, like, for her to get that recognition. And then also, Elton loves Chosen Family so much to the point where they actually collaborated on Chosen Family in 2021. I can imagine how strange it was, though, for her to kind of getting this, like, influx of, like, love and attention all of a sudden, but you're stuck at home and, like, you're not able to actually tour. So then, after the release of the album in June 29th, we had the release of Dancing in the Dark, which is a cover of a Lady Gaga song, and Rena is a monster. She is a really big Lady Gaga fan. She then also, in September, did a remix of Lady Gaga's song Free Woman for her Chromatica remix album, and they also met at some point as well, which was really cute to see. And then in October, we had Rena's first US TV debut on the Jimmy Fallon Show. She performed Excess, and this was her first time like ever performing a song from Sawayama, and it wasn't like live in the studio, it was like a pre-recorded live performance. But yeah, like the outfit from this performance was so good, but she wanted the performance to feel as live as possible, as that's what people were really craving during lockdown. It was important that it was kind of all done in one take and also had live vocals. It also, while doing research, was directed by Aiden Zamiri, which obviously at the time I didn't know who he was watching it, but now watching is the director of the moment, works a lot with Charlie XCX. So that was crazy that they had actually worked together before. Then on November 25th, we had the release of Lucid, which is a full-on gay pop anthem about lucid dreaming. This was actually the first song after eventually when COVID had lifted and all that, where I actually had heard Rena in a club, and like I remember hearing it and I was like, oh my god. And then this was the first single of the Sawayama Deluxe, which released on December 4th, and it added songs such as Lucid, We Out Here, and Bees and Honey, which are also great songs that didn't make the album. And it also has one of the greatest covers to ever exist, Love It If We Made It, by the 1975, but Rena does the song so well, it honestly is her song in my eyes. So yeah, that was 2020, a big year for Rena, obviously her first debut album, and people really discovered her. She was getting a lot of hype, but she couldn't really perform anywhere due to lockdown still being so heavily a thing. This brings us into 2021, where Rena is out here changing rules. In February, she successfully campaigned to change the Brit Awards eligibility rules in 2021 after being deemed ineligible due to not holding British citizenship. So even though in 2020, Rena had such an amazing, successful album, and she has lived in the UK for the majority of her life and has worked on the album with people from the UK, it wasn't eligible for, it was a Mercury Award as well, and the Brits. It wasn't eligible just because she doesn't hold a British passport. Make it make sense. She only lived in Japan for 5 years. Then she lived in the UK for the majority of her life. But she can't submit because she doesn't have a UK passport. didn't make sense. So this got the hashtag Sawayama is British trending, and people were like, what the hell, this isn't right. Elton John also was a part of the campaign as well. And then in 2021, the rules were finally changed and you were able to submit if you had been in the UK for the last 5 years. So they did change the rules there, which was good to see. And Rina was then shortlisted for the 2021 Rising Star Award. It was just great to see that Rina was able to make a change, and then also make a change for other people moving forward as well. Like, this only wasn't just for herself. Like, there were many other artists at the time that weren't able to be nominated due to this rule. Then on April 19th, we had the Tiny Desk performance, and this is one of the best Tiny Desk. I constantly always go back to watch this performance. It is such a good performance. You swear Rina was like in a stadium, but no, she's just in like a little desk area. I'm actually sad we haven't got another one from her. I was really hoping we were going to get one from her for the Hold the Girl era, but we didn't. But hopefully in the future we will get another one. After a year and a good few months, finally in November of 2021, Rina finally went on the Dynasty Tour. This was her second ever headline tour, and the first day of the Dynasty Tour was in Dublin. And like, I just remember when she announced the Dublin day, like, I was just so happy, and like so happy as well that like I was going to be one of the first people to ever see Sawayama live. Like, you're joking, you're actually joking. Like, I went to a few concerts when I was younger. Like, I went to Little Mix, Ariana Grande, but like Rina was like the first show that I'd seen after lockdown, and then also the start of like my concert era. Like 2021, 2022 is when I really started going to concerts a lot more often, and this show is just so special to me because like, even as well, actually we still had to wear masks to the show, which is crazy to think. She was amazing live. Like, her stage presence, her vocals live, like she literally sounds exactly how she does on the tracks of the songs. The tour did extremely well with a lot of sold out dates. A review of the first Dublin show by Kate Braden wrote, Sawayama gave her fans a night to remember at the Academy. She'll never be in small venues again. So the tour went from November 8th and ended in New York on May 9th, 2022. So 2021, successful year for Rina. She's finally able to tour. So now we're at 2022. On the start of 2022, Rina collaborated with one of her good friends at the time, Charli XCX, on the song. Charli's a big person in Rina's story. So Rina was a fan of Charli as early as 2014, and in January 2018, Charli expressed interest with collaborating with Rina. Also in 2018, Rina performed Backseat with Charli on her Pop 2 tour, and in July 2019, Charli actually talked about how she collaborated with Rina on a song for her third studio album, Charli. It was originally supposed to be a 20-song album, and then she cut 5 songs to make it 15. Apparently that song was a much slower song, and Rina only had a small part in it, and for their first collab, Rina and Charli really wanted to do something big. Then in October 2019, Rina opened for Charli for her UK dates on her Charli tour, and it was the first time Rina played bigger venues in the UK. People were wanting them to collab literally for so long. And Beg For You is Charli's third single off of her album Crash, and this was like the first album I kind of properly tuned into Charli. Like, anyone that was collaborating with Rina at the time, I instantly loved also, because if Rina likes them, I immediately liked them also. And yeah, the song Beg For You, it's such a good song. I always am constantly going back listening to it. It samples the 2006 dance track Cry For You. Like, around this time, this was when like Charli and Rina really were viewed as good friends. Like, they were always taking videos together, always attending different events together. They were really close at this time. So yeah, Beg For You, such a good song, really suited what Charli was going for at the time with Crash. But we will leave the Rina and Charli situation there for now and get more into that later. So then, literally the very last day on the Dynasty tour, Rina teases just a little snippet of this hell and the phrase Rina is going to hell, and this is the start of the Hold the Girl era. Hold the Girl is another deep and personal album by Rina that is about honoring your inner child and reparenting yourself. It includes 13 tracks, and it also includes another mix of a lot of different genres such as pop, rock, dance pop, alternative pop, and country. What inspired this album was Rina started to go through therapy and started to go kind of deal and really kind of dissect things she went through when she was younger. And at the time of the release of the album, she never like explicitly said exactly what it was she went through when she was younger. But like, obviously, if you listen to the album, it's like heavily implied that she had a inappropriate encounter when she was younger. And then also with Rina turning 30, it really made her like look at herself and realize, okay, what's not making her happy, and like made her realize that she still was holding on a lot of her trauma that she faced from during her childhood. So basically the whole summer of 2022 was promoting Hold the Girl. So immediately from the first tour straight into promoting the second album. And the first single of Hold the Girl was This Hell, and this song was promoted with the phrase, Rina's going to hell.
This hell is better with you. We're burning up together, baby, that makes two. 'Cause the devil's wearing Prada and love's a little drama. Ooh. This hell is better with you.
And This Hell is a response to religiously motivated attacks on LGBTQ rights. So this song kind of pokes fun at kind of like the older generation and like stereotypical right-wing people of like saying, oh, you're gay or you're different, so you're gonna go to hell, and kind of makes hell like almost as if like it's like this, if we're going to hell, like so what is hell? Like it's a fucking big fun party that we all go and dance at, like, you know, like it really kind of flips that phrase on its head and really makes it a good thing. It's very inspired by Shania Twain's Man I Feel Like a Woman with the phrase let's go girls at the start. It also mentions the iconic Britney Spears, Whitney Houston, and Princess Diana to highlight how the media has mistreated these women. This song, it was my song of the summer. Like when it came out, like I instantly loved it. The song also had to be approved by ABBA because the way the track opens apparently is like very similar to how ABBA's 1979 song Gimme Gimme a Man After Midnight. I don't know if they're actually that similar in my opinion. This is where Rina's relationship with Elton came in, because she actually contacted him and he ended up sending the song to ABBA. And apparently ABBA, they don't really do like samples, like collaborations, but after Elton contacted them and Rina also sent a handwritten letter to them, they allowed Rina to use the original version of the song she had created. And then on May 18th, the day after this Hell release, we had the release of the original Hold the Girl album cover. It's iconic. Rina is known for doing out there album covers, okay? If you don't like it, it's whatever. A lot of people didn't like this at the time because they were just comparing it to a douche and all this stuff, but like, what is an album cover if it doesn't make you stop and like think? No one wants a basic album cover, you know? Like I really love the album cover. I feel like it really represents the album. Rina has said that the album cover represents like when you start to kind of look back on your past and like you to delve deep into like your past traumas, you start to kind of be surrounded by like this dark cloud, as she is in the album cover. And Rina has also said that the album cover is almost like she's pregnant with her inner child and reparenting herself. So then after, on May 19th, Rina is back on Jimmy Fallon performing This Hell, and this was the first time she actually got to perform there live, which was really good to see. On June 26th, I saw Rina. She actually did a Pride Festival here in Dublin. I was so happy that I got to see her again. Aer Lingus actually lost her luggage and like all her band equipment, so she literally performed in like a juicy tracksuit. It was so iconic. I just love Rina. Like even if something goes wrong, like she makes it work. Then on June 27th, Rina released the second single of Hold the Girl, which was Catch Me in the Air. This song was actually one of the first songs we ever had heard from the album because she actually performed it on the Dynasty tour. And it's a song inspired by Rina's relationship with her mother and how to help each other, catch each other in the air. It's inspired by the Irish family pop band, The Poors, and the song, it definitely makes you feel like you're literally just floating in the air. It's so good. Then on July 27th, we had the release of the title track, Hold the Girl, and I was about to say Rina's best song. That was a big statement, but like lives were literally changed forever. Like this song is so good.
Reach inside and hold you close. I won't leave you on your own. Teach me the words I used to know.
I remember I listened to this song for the first time on the bus, and I actually listened to a lot of the songs from Hold the Girl on the bus because just whenever she was releasing them, I would just happen to be on the bus and I was gagged. The bridge is so good, and also I was really excited to see it live as well. So in the music video, Rina is kind of in this western old style kind of house, and she is like trying to escape, but she's being pulled back, and it symbolizes the constant cycle we are trapped in from her past trauma. Also in the music video, she's kind of seen like looking down at herself in this kind of like floor plan to like represent her inner child, and then like when she escapes, like she's free of her past trauma. Also like the end like dance section was so good. So yeah, this song really represents the whole theme of the album of honoring your inner child and like looking after the girl, holding her close and protecting her, and like just giving her a hug and like she didn't have to go through all that past drama. Like, you know, like she didn't deserve that. So then on August 25th, we had the release of the 4th single, which was Phantom, and one of the best bridges of all time. If you don't know, get to know. And this song is about Rina's personal experience of seeking validation from others, often at the cost of her own happiness. Also, the guitar solo in this as well is so good. Hold the Girl was originally supposed to come out on September 2nd, but then it actually got delayed 2 weeks to September 16th. Rina was playing EP on September 2nd, so I think that's maybe why they changed the album date, because they realized that she was going to be in Ireland for when the album release was going to come out. Yeah, Rina at Electric Picnic. This is the only Rina Ireland performance I have missed, and I remember at the time, oh, I was sickened because I was working in the cinema at the time, and during the first week of September is World Cinema Day, literally the day where everyone decides to go to the cinema because the tickets are only €2. They would not let me have the day off, so that means I basically just had to watch all the videos of Rina at Electric Picnic from home, and she was playing some of the songs from Hold the Girl for the first time. And yeah, okay, we're not going to dwell on it now, but yeah, that was the only time I ever missed a Rina performance in Ireland. So then on September 12th, we had the release of Hurricanes, and once this is like the 5th single now. Rina, that was one thing that like I wish maybe she hadn't have done, like released so many singles, but I think she just released this single because obviously the album was originally supposed to come out October 2nd, and then she just released this one to kind of gain hype for the album. Finally, on September 16th, we finally had the official release of Hold the Girl. And then, as I said, so I was working in the cinema at the time, so when Hold the Girl came out, I was actually working on the clothes. So I remember like the minute I was done work, and I was staying at my nana's at the time for college, I remember the minute I got back to my nana's, I was instantly playing Hold the Girl, listening to it, and loved it straight away. It was so good. Some of my favorites from the album are obviously the intro track Minor Feelings, also a really good album intro. One thing Rina knows how to do is her album intros. Other favorites from the album are Forgiveness, Frankenstein, Holy Till You Let Me Go, Imagining, and Semi Love to John. I love Semi Love to John, and it's written from the perspective of a mother to her son. They've kind of drifted apart due to him being in a relationship with another man, and she's saying, sorry that I couldn't be there for you because of my own religious beliefs, but like send my love to John because I know he's there for you. Music I have from this era is my Hold the Girl vinyl, and I also have a signed Rina CD of Hold the Girl also. Once again, such a special album to me. I still go back to this album to this day. Obviously Sawayama was such a good debut album, so I try to not compare it too much. And I still love them both as equally. Like, I don't think I could really pick which one is my favorite, like, because I love them both so much. And then Rina TV, as I said, was back during this era, but it was kind of more just kind of vlog style videos, like showing kind of the build up to the album release and then like the album release party. Watching back, actually, a lot of these videos, you can see how like kind of self-critical Rina is of herself in some of them. Like in one of them, she was like kind of just a bit frustrated that like the album went number 3 instead of number 2, and like I don't know, you can tell that she is definitely hard on herself and very self-critical. So yeah, the response of Hold the Girl, it received critical acclaim from Music Critic. It was included in several year-end lists of the best album of 2022. On Metacritic, it received an 84 out of 100, and I will not accept any slander of Hold the Girl because I've actually seen, kind of doing research for this video, and even just while Rina has been gone from music, seeing people in the comments like, oh, her debut album was so good, but then she released Hold the Girl and it gave us nothing. Girl, I don't know how you could listen to this album and say it gave nothing. It gave everything. Come on now, like, I just don't get it. Like, because obviously there was a mix of genres on Sawayama, which people love, but there also is a big mix of genres on Hold the Girl also. Like, I will just not accept slander of Hold the Girl. Like, it is just as good as Rina's debut album. So then around May of 2022, Rina announces the Hold the Girl tour, which I was so excited for this to see Rina again. And at first there was only one Dublin date and it sold out straight away, and then she added a second Dublin date, and I was like, why not? Let's go see Rina 2 days in a row. And also the tickets were literally so cheap. Like, it was like €60 for a VIP, which I got the first day, and then normal tickets were just €30. Like, it was a steal. It, once again, just such a fun show, and like, I will never, that was like the first time I ever seen an artist like back to back, and like it was so good as well, like having the first show, experiencing it, being able to take clips, and then the next show, the second day, I didn't take barely as many videos. I was just able to fully enjoy the show. The second day I also went with my brother and my friend, and that was her first time ever seeing Rina, so like it was so good. I always love going to see Rina with people that haven't seen her, because seeing people experience her live performance for the first time is so good to see, because I've seen her so many times. I know how good she is, but like seeing someone that hasn't seen her before experience her live is just one of my favorite things to do. She did nearly every song of Hold the Girl for this tour except for Forgiveness. That was the only downside. Being able to see all the songs live for the first time, and then also like her stage presence, insane. Her vocals, insane. Her dancers, insane. A lot of fun dancing moments for like Imagining. There was also a great transition from Imagining into Shut the Fuck Up, where like Rena's like bent down like this and she's being told like by the two dancers like, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, and then like she goes into Shut the Fuck Up and she's like, shut the fuck up, do not tell me I'm not good enough. Such a good show. I love the Olympia. The Olympia is one of my favorite places for a concert because it's so intimate and like it's just such a good venue, and like being able to see Rena grow from like the Academy to 2 sold out nights in the Olympia was so good to see. So this tour went from October 2022 to February 2023 across Europe, North America and Asia, and then on December 17th to end 2022 Rena performs Hold the Girl on the Graham Norton Show. So 2022 was a good year for Rena. 2023, we'll get into it, but first I just want to skip ahead a bit to September of 2023. So Rena actually did an interview with the BBC. For the first time, she discusses kind of the true meaning behind Hold the Girl and what actually happened to her when she was younger. So Rena in this interview revealed that through sex therapy, she would discover that she was groomed by her teacher, her music teacher actually, when she was in secondary school. And like, this is just obviously like, in the album it is heavily implied that something like that happened, but like seeing her like confirm it and like just talk about it, it's first of all brave to be able to make a whole album about that, and like to be able to turn your pain and trauma into like such an amazing body of work. Like I just love her so much, and like it's just so awful that like someone would ever do that to like literally a child. Like it's so fucking disgusting. And like what made Rena realize this is because when she turned 30 she was his age, hence the song Your Age, and she realized like what happened was so wrong. So then back to the start of 2023, Rena gets into her acting bag and is in the John Wick Chapter 4 movie. So this was announced in May 27, 2021, where it was announced that Rena would play the character Akira in John Wick Chapter 4. And it was something different for Rena. Kind of used her music videos almost like her acting portfolio, and like the director of John Wick ended up actually reaching out to her and was like, hey, we've seen you in your music videos, you're really good, would you like to be in this movie? And she was like, yes, like, because that's exactly what she was using her music videos for. And she was back on Jimmy Fallon to promote the movie. It was her first time actually doing a live US TV interview as well. And then the movie released on March 24th, 2023. And I hadn't seen any of the John Wick movies, but I literally just went to go see it for her. She was amazing. Like the stunts in the movie, insane. Like I can't imagine like how she had to do so much training for it. Like my body would not be able for that. And she only is in the first hour of the movie, but like she was still so good. Me and my friend at the time when we went to go see her, like it was packed. Like I'm pretty sure it was either the day it came out or the weekend we went to go see it. So like the cinema, it was packed. Like it was nearly a full screen actually as well. It was so packed. And like me and my friend for the first hour, we were gagged, like like gasping over Rena, like talking about her in the movie, like just really complimenting her. And like towards the end of her being in the movie, the guy that was in front of us turns around and he goes, shut the fuck up. I'm not even messing, me and my friend were like this. And then it was a 3-hour movie. After Rena had gone, the next 2 hours, me and my friend were silent. We were silent. We did not talk at all because we were so just like, oh my god. Like, I don't know what's wrong with people, like, as well. Like, we weren't even, well, maybe we were being loud, but like, I don't know. People are just fucking rude. Rena also released a song for the end credits of the movie called An Eye for an Eye. And then also, while researching for this video, on May 6, 2025, it was announced that Rena was going to play Akira again in the John Wick spin-off Kane, which Rena also actually, so Kane he was a character in the John Wick movie that was blind, I think. Rena was actually in the end post credits, like she's seen like walking up to him with like a knife. So I'm happy that she's still keeping things going even though she really hasn't been in music recently. Rena's also said as well that like she really enjoys acting because like she's able to like play a character as to like her music is so like attached to her and her story. She really likes playing a character because it allows her to kind of escape and like be in touch with someone else's story, you know? So then in June 2023, we had Rena on the cover of British Vogue. And also in June, we got the Hold the Girl Reloaded tour. So the Hold the Girl Reloaded tour was kind of like a revamped version of the Hold the Girl tour. Since Rena toured the album so soon after the album release, she kind of didn't really get like the chance to like fully think what she wanted to do for the shows. And like she said that she enjoyed performing those shows, but like there wasn't really much intention behind the stage design and the visuals. She also said as well, like when she was performing the stage for like the big venues like in the UK and America, it works, but for smaller venues in Europe, she just felt the stage was very bare and she didn't really have a lot to fall back on. She wanted what she was doing on stage to have more of a meaning and emotional connection to the album. So then this inspired the Hold the Girl Reloaded tour, which had a whole new set design, which was kind of almost like a boxing ring, and like there was just a lot of very simpler tools that could be brought along from each show and each destination. There was also new visuals as well in the beginning, which was really good. Also a whole new set list, which included Dynasty and Akasakasad, which I love seeing them again back on the set list. Also included new outfits. She had this amazing, so good new outfit for Excess. When I first saw that red outfit for the first time, I was gagged. I was so gagged. There was also like a fun little moment like before this hell where like she was like getting her boots on, like talking to one of her people and being like, where's the crowd? Like they're so quiet, like have they gone home? And like basically telling like to hype the crowd up before this hell. That was really good. And also the Cherry instrumental was playing in the background as well, which was a good Easter egg. So I actually saw this show when Rena came to Forbidden Fruit in 2023. Now, if I would have known that this would have been the last time I was going to see Rena live in a long time, I think I actually would have had a mental breakdown, because like I was so used to seeing Rena like if not once, twice a year. So like from going from 2021 to 2023, I was seeing her multiple times a year, to then going from 2023 to 2026 and not seeing her at all. Like past me did not know how lucky I had it. Like, oh my god, like the Rena drought is freaking real right now. I need to see her again at a live show soon, hopefully 2026. So this tour started in June. She did some festivals around the UK and America, also did some normal shows in America and 2 shows in Canada as well, and it ended in October of 2023. But this is the part of the video that is not going to be as fun. We're going to get into some controversy. So on June 24th, Rena performed at Glastonbury, where another part of the Hold the Girl Reloaded show was when she would do this thing where she would talk about the microaggressions that she is sick of hearing from people in her life before Excess. And obviously it suits, that's what the song's about. She actually did this at the show at Forbidden Fruit, like talking about like someone on a podcast or whatever, but I didn't actually clock like what she was talking about. Forbidden Fruit wasn't as a big festival as Glastonbury, so when Rena did this at Glastonbury, people really caught attention to it. Rena, on her Glastonbury performance, decided to call out Maddie Healy, and she said,
Sick and tired of these microaggressions. So tonight, this goes out to a white man that watches Ghetto Gathers and mocks Asian people on a podcast. He also owns my masters! I've had it now! It's funny how some people get away with not apologizing ever for saying some racist shit, for saying some sexist shit. Well, let's try this. Why don't you apologize for once in your life without making it about your fucking self?
Who is the lead singer of the 1975, and according to kind of discussions online, it kind of was implied that he is like a stakeholder or has shares of Dirty Hit. Apparently he was removed in like 2023, but like Rena was a part of Dirty Hit from 2020 to 2023, so if he was a shareholder, he technically would still have like percentage of her, like her masters or her rights. And this was a response to, in February 23, Maddie Healy was on the Adam Friedland Show podcast, and along with the host, he was just kind of mocking Ice Spice, the way she looks, mocking her accent, mocking like Asian people's accents and Hawaiian people's accents, and just being really fucking racist. Typical Maddie Healy behavior.
It's like this rapper.
She's the rapper
that
from
has
the Spice.
one-
Inuit Spice Girl. Just this chubby Chinese lady. Yeah, I rap about music. Do they talk like that? Do Inuits talk like that?
They don't talk with a Chinese
They
accent.
talk like a more Hawaiian style.
And he wasn't really sorry at all. Like he literally posted a post which was like, sorry I offended you, or like, you're delusional if you're offended by this. And then like at a show, he was like, sorry to Ice Spice, but it was so half-arsed. Like he does not give a fuck. Like this man he annoys me so much because like he is like literally one of the main reasons why Rina was on such a big long break from music, and it's so fucking annoying. Some crusty dusty ass old man, they just ruin everything. They just fucking ruin everything. So this was a really big thing online. Like everyone was just, I remember on Twitter, like on Pop Base posted it and it had like millions of like views. I'm proud for Rina for sticking up for herself. Like obviously if something's not right, you fucking call the bullshit out, okay? People who represent your label are fucking mocking you, mocking your people and where you come from. That is not a fucking label you want to be a part of, you know? So she definitely was right to call him out, but like people just, I don't know, just 1975 fans, Maddie Healy fans, men were really just kind of making fun of her for sticking up for herself, which is so disgusting to see. Like, what do you mean like a woman can't stick up for herself freely without being mocked or like being made fun of? Is just such a joke. And microaggressions, her identity is so much of what her music is about. And if you're having someone that is really closely connected, well, apparently has stakeholders within your label, but then also is really close to the person that actually owns your label, that is not someone that you want anywhere near your music, let alone have rights to your music. Come on now, like absolutely not. This was kind of the start of like Rina's relationship with Dirty Hit kind of deteriorating a tiny bit, and then later in 2024, we're skipping ahead a bit, on International Women's Day, Rina did an article with other female artists for The Independent talking about the misogyny in the music industry. In this article, Rina talks about the racist misogyny she faced from this whole situation last year, and she said, "In public and private, I feel as though I've been repeatedly gaslit, disrespected, ignored, even cyberbullied for calling out blatant racist and sexist behavior." Like, and she says it's clear there are a lot of men working in this industry who continue to get away with awful behavior. She also comments on how women are afraid to speak up in fear of upsetting people and losing their jobs, or if they do speak up, they're labeled as unwell or acting out. And then Rina, in the caption of this Instagram post, this is where it really is just so fucking disheartening. So Rina, in the Instagram caption for this article, says, "Happy International Women's Day to all the women, and in particular the women who have to fight silent battles with this industry on a daily basis. It's the first time I've been honest about the past year, in brackets, or of the level of detail I feel safe to. Honestly, my mental health has been awful, and although I was able to complete my 2023 commitments, I can't say it's been the same for this year. I'm sorry I've let you down. My fans have been a shining light in all of this. You're always so supportive of me and I appreciate it so much. I've been so lucky to have found ways to keep my business afloat and support myself as well as my team. But when it comes to new music, I can't release another album under my current contract conditions. I feel trapped and I don't know what to do." So obviously in this article, Rina talks about kind of the misogyny she faced from people in the music industry, but it is highly alluded that it is probably the heads of her label who are fucking connected to Maddie Healy, and obviously don't want her calling out Maddie Healy because he's the fucking big hit of Dirty Hit. Like, this whole situation honestly just makes me so upset for Rina, and like she can't even speak up with herself without like being questioned or like being made fun of, you know? Like, it's just not fun. And the fact that like this is like the main reason why she took a big break from music is just so annoying, because she was on a roll. Like, she was the pop girl, and like I was so excited to see what her next album was going to be. Like, I thought at least by now we would have been on a fourth or fifth album, not still here 3 years later waiting for the third album. Like, hello. Yeah, and man, they just ruined everything. Like, and obviously it's not as bad as like how it was back in the day where like labels had like full control over women and like told them exactly what to do, what songs they were going to release, but like it's still bad today as well. Like, examples I can think of is like Madison Beer, like all that happened with her and Scooter Braun, and also Ray as well. She is a big example I can think of. Like, she had a inappropriate encounter with a producer who was a man, and then also as well her music. Like, she didn't get to, her album was on lockdown for like 7 years. She didn't get to release the music because men from her record label didn't think it was good enough to release. And it came to the point where she had to actually leave them, became an independent artist, released music on her own. And now she's literally one of the biggest artists out there, you know? So like, men think they have the fucking say in the music industry and they think they know it all. Come on now. And obviously I know I'm speaking here as a man. I am a man also as well. So I have to recognize that, but like, I just don't, you think 2026 we would not be, this stuff like this wouldn't happen now, but it's still happening. Rina also, in like the 1975, like they did have a lot of connections. Like a band member from the 1975 worked on the drums for Who's Gonna Save You Now. George Daniel came to literally Rina's Hold the Girl album release party. Also, Love It If We Made It, Rina literally covered one of their songs. Like, Rina was a 1975 fan, so it's just so upsetting. Obviously the main lead singer, fucking Maddie fucking bitch Healy, had to just ruin everything. Also, so Love It If We Made It got removed from Spotify not soon after this incident. And obviously, I get it. Like, obviously, she doesn't want to be associated with 1975 anymore. But also, in this song, it says, "Thank you, Kanye, very cool." So I was like, okay, like maybe that's another reason why she wanted to remove it, because obviously she doesn't want to, like, talking about Kanye or whatever, because Kanye obviously he's been getting weird recently. But I actually didn't realize Kanye very cool is something Trump tweeted. Why is that in your song? I like, why, like maybe there's something else there I'm not getting. Or I watched like the Genius thing and he was like, it's commenting on culture and all that. I was like, what? I was like, why are you having Trump tweets in your song? I don't know. I still love that cover, but now after kind of discovering all that, I'm just like, I don't know. But yeah, I understand why she removed it from Spotify. So yeah, Matty Healy, you crusty, dusty, musty, fuck little face of a fucking man. I hate you. The fact you are the reason why Rena has been on a break for so long, I absolutely just fucking despise you. And then also the fact you are the main reason why Rena and Charlie are no longer friends. Men just have to ruin everything. They really do. Let's get into Rena and Charlie XCX's drama / beef, whatever you want to call it, friendship fallout. Let's get into it. Before we get into it, I just want to say I am a big fan of Rena and Charlie, and this whole situation honestly is just so upsetting. I've seen a lot of people say they feel like a child of divorce, which honestly is a great way to describe it. So as we've seen from the whole Beg For You, early days of Rena opening for Charlie and like Rena being such a big fan of Charlie, and then they collabed on Beg For You. They're always literally, as this picture here, this picture was taken underneath the table at the Brit Awards when Harry Styles was actually saying how amazing all the women or whatever his speech was. This picture was actually taken from there, and like, they were very close. So obviously when this happens, Rena calls out Maddie, and Charlie is very close to Maddie because Charlie's husband is George Daniel, who is a band member of the 1975 and obviously very close to Matty Healy. Matty Healy was at Charlie and George's wedding. Charlie is also close to Gabriette, who was in the 360 music video and is also Matty Healy's girlfriend. Charlie has also said before that like she sees Maddie as a brother, or like a brother she wants to strangle. Maybe you should strangle him, but okay, like, so after Rena called out Maddie, sometime after, Charlie must have unfollowed Rena, and on August 29th, Charlie tweeted "Messy Era," and then on her 360 Brat account, which was like a secret kind of Finsta account that she was using at the time to promote Brat, posted a picture, and in the caption it said, "Apparently I'm going to hell," which obviously is a direct link to Rena's song "This Hell." So then after this whole situation, when Charlie tweets "Messy Era," all this stuff, the internet is like, what the hell? Do Rena and Charlie have beef? They were such good friends. What the hell's going on? Like, it was like a big thing on Twitter. And then the next day, Charlie tweeted, "Look, this all got a bit crazy. Me and Rena spoke about things on the phone just now. My unfollowing, in brackets, which happened a couple of weeks ago, was over a personal disagreement between friends," which we've now spoken about, love heart. And then she said, "Anyways, stream Beg For You," which Charlie, she is freaking messy there now. Like, literally tweeting that like after you just talk to someone about a disagreement. I don't even know. So yeah, I get it. Like, it's obviously your husband's like best friend or whatever, but like when I was kind of refreshing my brain on this whole scenario, I was watching someone's video and she actually said that like Charlie is of Indian descent, and like Indians are Asians, and like your so-called, this person that you call brother is also like mocking and making fun of your heritage. And like, I don't know, like, it's just such a weird, like, I don't know, it really is just a whole messy situation. Like, I just don't like it at all. I don't like that Charlie kind of threw Rena under the bus here. And like, yes, it was never said by Charlie that like the reason why her and Rena fell out was because of Matty Healy. But obviously we know in 2024, Charlie got really big with Brat Summer. It was a big cultural moment, and Rena was nowhere to be seen during this era. I feel like Charlie is really known for like collaborating with her friends like Troy, Caroline. She's collaborate loads. Like, if Charlie has a friend, like, you're gonna know about it. She was out partying. Like, Rena was nowhere to be seen during the Brat era. Rena also never expressed like any love or anything for the Brat era. Obviously it was a big moment for Charlie. Like, things would have just been so different if this whole situation hadn't have happened and Matty Healy hadn't said fucking some stupid shit. But also as well, like with the remix album, for a fact, I know if Rena and Charlie were on good terms, 100% Rena would have been on the remix album for sure. Because like they've always talked about collaborating. They did Crash. They were such good friends at that time. Like she definitely would have been some way in the Brat era if her and Charlie were still friends. So yeah, I would say they need to work it out on the remix, but I also understand if Rena, like, I understand why Rena doesn't really want to be associated with Charlie, because obviously anyone associated with that fucking rat, Maddie Healy, I would not want to be even close to those kind of people, you know? So I kind of get why they're not friends anymore, but it's just upsetting to see like a friendship breakup, you know? And maybe, I don't know, that's just my perception of it. Maybe there's more shit behind the scenes, who knows? So kind of after summer 2023, this whole situation happens. This is kind of the start of Rena's kind of music hiatus. We don't really get a lot from Rena after this era. We got a few singles in 2023. In July 2023, she did a remix of the Le Seraphim song, the Eve, Psyche, and the Beer Blues Wife. It's a fun song. They're like a K-pop band. It's like a remix of the original song. Then in September 2023, she collabs with the artist Emperor of for the song Kiss Me. She wore this gorgeous yellow outfit for the music video as well. It was so nice. But it's a cute song. I don't really go back to it that often though. And then on December 8th, she released Hold the Girl bonus edition, which included a remix of Imagining and the release of the song Flavor of the Month, which was originally on the Japanese version. It was the bonus song added to the Japanese version of Hold the Girl, but then on December 8th it was released for everyone. Also a really good song, you should listen to it. Then this is 2024, the first year where we kind of get really nothing from Rena, really. Like she did like the post on International Women's Day 2024, talked about how she kind of felt trapped and couldn't re-release another album right now, and there was no mention of a third album whatsoever. And like I never stopped re-listening to Rena, but there definitely was a time kind of from 2024 2025 where like I just wasn't really listening to her as much as I used to. Like she used to always be my top artist on my Spotify Wrapped, and like Excess was like my top song for she 3 years in a row, but then like slowly over the years, like she kind of disappeared from my Spotify Wrapped, which was kind of sad to see. Like obviously I still love her, but like I would just love new music. I really would love new music. Please, I don't know. But I get it. I get why she took a break. Like on February 8th, she was on the cover of British Vogue again for Edwards Enfield's last issue, which was an iconic cover with a lot of other iconic celebrities such as Anya Taylor-Joy, Dua Lipa, Miley Cyrus, and Oprah. And then on April 25th, she collabed with an artist, Salou, on a song called Saving Flowers, which is a little fun dance track. On June 21st, she collabed with Paris Hilton. Now, this song, it's not my favorite. It's a very generic kind of song, which is not really Rena's kind of vibe, but obviously This Hell, like that's hot, like that's such a Paris reference. Obviously Rena likes Paris, so I get it. And like obviously Paris was like trying to dip into a music career at the time, but yeah, a lot of people just weren't really happy about it because I don't know, they just don't really like Paris as a person. Yeah, it's just a very generic song. But fucking Maddie Healy comes back here for a fucking second and comments on like a promotional video for the post. He commented like a popcorn emoji. Like, leave them alone. Like, leave them alone. Like, you've done fucking enough. Like, you've basically thrown Rena into a box where she's trapped and can't fucking release another album. Leave my girl alone. Like, you're so fucking annoying. I actually forgot that he did that until I was researching for this video. The only live performances we got from Rena at this time were 2 live performances in Japan on February 29th and June 27th. And yeah, she was still posting on Instagram, but not really much about new music at all. So then this brings us to 2025, where we still have no music, but this is the first year where new music was actually mentioned. So on February 12th, Rena posts this picture of her in the studio. Jesus was seen in the studio. I was so excited when I saw this post because it was like the first little glimpse of like, okay, maybe she's coming back. And this post had the Instagram caption, maybe music isn't so bad after all. So finally a bit of hope that maybe something was coming. Also in this year, I guess it's not that random, but like basically Rena co-founded a new beauty brand called God Mode alongside actress Chloe Grace Moretz, and basically it's just kind of a makeup beauty brand inspired by gaming and kind of the language around gaming. So like each kind of different products are related to like a certain different character. I think Rena's always grown up like playing video games, and like She's done a lot of ads for like PlayStation, so it just really kind of makes sense why she would decide to go into a beauty brand that is so associated with gaming. Then on April 17th, Sawayama turns 5 years old. And then after, there were a few more posts of Rina in the studio, so something definitely is being written, but like no sign of new music yet. And then in May, Rina did a video for BuzzFeed where she says,
Music's getting written right now. For the next couple of months, I'm spending as much time as I can in the studio. I think it will most likely be 2026, if I'm being realistic. I really just want to write more songs for this record and really pick from the best of the best and just really push myself as a songwriter. So I'm sorry.
And then on October 9th, my birthday, literally my birthday, Rina did another Instagram post with the caption, "Further proof that I'm writing RS3." So it's coming, slowly but surely, it's coming. This was 2025. And then on October 22nd, she was on the cover of Vogue Japan where she did an interview. So she mentioned in the article, once again, just kind of about acting, how she says she enjoys acting because she enjoys escaping into another character. Also mentioned that she's currently filming another TV show for Apple TV called The Prodigies, where she plays Hannah, the sister of the protagonist Ren. I didn't actually know about that. I don't know when that's coming out, but yeah, so she's going to be in that also. And then she mentions the third album. Finally, she talks about how it's going to be more emotionally intense than her previous work. More emotionally intense than these that were already so fucking emotionally intense. I can't even imagine. She said, "Politics and social change have always fueled my art. Pop music can sometimes distract us from reality, but I want to reflect the darkness." Yeah, so basically she wants to create new songs that reflect how dark and fucking scary the world is. So possibly another Excess inspired song. I hope so. That would be amazing. But maybe a darker version, a more angrier version. I would love to see that. Oh my god, I saw someone say "Fuck This World Part 2." Exactly, that is exactly what I would want. She says that she's wrote around 50 songs for this third album so far. This was October 2025. Girl, I need all 50 songs right now. Also says in 2024 she moved to Japan, where she hadn't lived there in a long time since she was 5. She says, "I was completely burned out from touring and traveling. My nerves were exhausted and my senses had gone numb. Taking about a year off from live performances was risky but necessary for my body and for my long-term career." And like, yes, like despite everything that's happened with her label, like I fully understand why Rina would want to take a break, because literally from like 2017 to 2023 she was just always on the go, like constantly working. Like 2017 had the release of the EP, 2018, 2019 writing your second album, pitching your second album to labels, 2020 releasing your first debut album, releasing it during lockdown, then 2021 writing her second album, filming a movie, then going straight to her first tour, and then literally this end date of the first tour is already promoting the second album. It was just constantly go, and obviously as an audience we love, but I can imagine for her was very just emotionally draining or constantly being on, because then 2022 consisted of releasing the album and then going on tour with the album, and then she went on another tour in 2023. Like it was constantly just back to back work. So I get, like, despite everything that's happened with her label, like I get why she would want just a break from music, like especially when you're doing the same thing for so long, you're just constantly on this like rabbit wheel. Like you need to like have a break for yourself as well and like realize, okay, why am I doing this? Like who am I without this? Like, you know, you can't be just, you have to be more than your job and your work, you know, with your label. Like I understand why also then as well she would want to take a step back, because what's the point of creating new music if you can't even really, you can't release it without it being tied to fucking racist ass men? Like no, absolutely not. So now that brings us to 2026, where it's crickets. We're 5 months into the year and we still have no even a mention of a comeback. Like I was really hoping if she was gonna do like maybe a summer release, she definitely would have announced something by now. So like maybe possibly by the end of the year she might like start an album rollout. I don't even know. Like I really thought we might have got something, because obviously 2025 she kind of mentioned, okay, songs are being written, things are being written, so maybe there was a chance of 2026. We also don't really know, like we don't really know if she's still signed to Dirty Hit, like how everything's going with that. Like is she trying to get out? Like there's been no even mention of that, so maybe that could be another main reason why it's been so long since she hasn't released anything. And then also as well with John Wick as well and the new acting things, like she's probably filming that stuff as well, so that's obviously delaying the release a tiny bit. So yeah, I really just hope this video is a manifestation of her 2026 comeback. The main reason why I even wanted to make this video is because like she's just been gone for so long. Like it really hit me, like it's been 3 years since I've seen her. Like 3 years. Like it feels like I don't know, it just feels like a lifetime ago because like obviously I was so used to seeing her all the time. And then from going from that to like literally not seeing her for 3 years, like I don't know, makes me sad. It makes me sad because I love her so much and her music has really helped me and she's like one of my favorite artists and I don't know. And she's only posted twice on Instagram this year and she hasn't posted on TikTok since May of 2025. So it's been a long time. Yeah, one thing Rina is not going to do though is like do something half-arsed. So like I know when she does come back, she is going to come back. Like it is going to be a major comeback, I know for sure. Rina's also like just so different from other artists as well because like she signed her first album deal when she was 29 and like obviously you can be any age and do whatever you want, but like in music industry standards that seem as like so late into the game, you know. So I think, and then also like she's lived so much life as well, you know, so I think it just makes her so different from other artists. A lot of people have actually said as well like it would be interesting maybe if she like fully went into like the J-pop kind of world. Like a lot of people have actually said that as well, like so that would be interesting. Also, whatever she does, I'm gonna support it. I'm gonna be here. Me and all my pictures are gonna be here. Me and my missing person poster are gonna be here the minute she comes back with new music. So yeah, that was the Rina Sawayama video. I really hope she comes back. Like I actually need it in my life. Like it might take a second for her to kind of rebuild that success that she had in 2020 and 2022, but like me, the Pixels, we're all there to support her and we're gonna build her back up and we're gonna fucking take down anyone who's trying to stop her from releasing music. If it's another fucking race situation, we will ride at dawn. I'm telling you right now. And Rina was born to be a pop star. Like, come on now, she was. And if you watched this video the whole way through and you still haven't listened to Rina, what are you doing? Get on it right now. Get on it. Get on it. So yeah, thank you for watching. This is my first time trying to, my voice is actually going now. It's sore from talking for this long. But this is my first time kind of trying to do like a video essay style video. I'm not the best. I know I'm not the best at like talking and there might be a lot of jump cuts in this video, but I hope you enjoyed. Maybe comment down below when you think Rina is going to be making her comeback. I hope it's soon. Okay, thank you guys for watching and I will see you in the next video. Let me know if you want any more video essays on someone. I don't know who else I could do it on. I don't know. But yeah, let me know. Rina, we miss you, girl. I hope you're back soon. Okay, bye.